Hello everyone, gentlemen, ladies, and everything in between. Both adults, children, and teens. Hey, that kind of rhymed. Alright, so, welcome to the official video of Danketsu Kingdom. Yes, Danketsu Kingdom. I'm sure some of you morons are gonna fucking say it improperly, but it's okay. It's fine. By the way, I hope you love the edits. These are not any of my pictures personally. I just edited the hell out of them and did some cool edits, other than the actual, like, texting, on it, fonts. Thank you to any artist who might be watching or not watching that might or may not notice these nice photos. It's an honor to be able to use these beautiful images to help bolster my kingdom to make it look more beautiful. Seriously, it's an honor. You've made my day, you've made my year. Never thank you guys enough. And everybody else, thank these beautiful, amazing artists. It's a nice pirate. Enjoy the weird mixtures. Now, this video is about, well, my kingdom. And our kingdom, because our meaning more than one. So basically, I'm looking to bring people into my server on Discord. Danketsu is a server that I call a kingdom because it's like a kingdom server. What we have is we have a cellar, we have an information board, we have telephone quarters, lounge quarters, we got a secondary hall, quest board, advertisement hall, and sub hall, Pirates Cove Tavern. We have a Gentai dungeon, library, activities corridor, cards corridor, Spartans Casino, building land lots, Gladiators Arena, Tranquility Docks, Comedian Quarters J, aka the jokes, Comedian Quarters M, aka the memes. We have extras and newly added commissions. So I'm still working on all this, you see. And I don't know, where do I start? Let's see. Well, I guess I can start with this. So, I had to remake the server for reasons, annoying reasons. But right now we have, what is this? It's 11. 14. Okay, so we got 11 people, including me. And most of them are either admins or sub-admins. There's only a couple that aren't either of those two. Now, that keep in mind, we try to keep things under control. We have the rules and all that good stuff. We do our best. Oh yes, I love that night. Something I would totally do, man. A night in chivalry, honor, and wafuhood. Yeah, I made that up. So, we have that. Oh yeah, so let's talk about this. So in my kingdom, we do our best that we can to accept everybody as much as possible. Of course, with the extent of, being rude to people, I mean, being rude is one thing, but when you insult somebody because there's something that you don't want to agree with, that's usually where we don't accept. One of the very few things we don't accept is that. The whole bullying aspect. I mean, it's different if somebody deserved it, because then again, it's not quite bullying at that point, technically. Of course, unless you make it up, but that's a whole other subject. Now, as you can see, I threw a trap in there. I know, it's probably tossed everybody off. And some of you might be going, ew, a trap, aren't those males looking like women? Yeah, sure. And it's not my cup of tea, personally, but I mean, I'm not gonna hate on somebody for it. As you can see, we got a weird variety coming up here, like this beautiful lady. And that ninja was awesome. So, as you noticed, I try to include everybody. That includes furries, traps, LBGTs, whether you're straight or, I don't know, like, different religions, stuff like that. And I'll say personally, that is a pretty furry lady. Why not toss one in there in honor of the beautiful furry community that, even though I'm not a furry personally, I do enjoy the furry community to an extent. I would wear a fursuit, to be honest, even though it's not my cup of tea personally. I could just imagine on a hot day sweating in places that I shouldn't have in the first place to be sweating in to begin with. And whatever. Try to be funny, but that was horrible. Now, the idea is to bring people together with a medieval style theme with kind of futuristic, fantasy, and modern kind of tossed in. Now, as you're listening in the background, you probably hear these beautiful musics. These are not my musics. So, I will say this, again, because she didn't mention it earlier. Thank you to any musician that might be hearing this or not hearing this that goes, hey, that sounds like my track. Now, you will hear that your track is not the same as it originally was. I chose a music track, and then I downloaded an app to where I could fuse multiple tracks together. I fused a music track, and then I grabbed a track only for sound effects, like, to set the theme properly. Then I transformed it together and made magic, and I'm so happy and proud of myself, really am. Let me know what you think, man. I worked real hard on this. And not to mention that somehow I had a file corrupted twice on me. The first part of the music, anyway. I tried to fade it out, okay? I don't know how it came out. But, so, where do I start? I mean, I've already started. Okay, so where else do I talk about? Okay, so the idea is this. We don't mind if a person dislikes a certain type of person. Like, let's say people commonly dislike furries. So I don't mind if you go, yeah, I don't really like furries. Okay, fine. You have a right to not like somebody. That is not a hate crime. Remember that. Not liking somebody, you're allowed to. But what becomes a hate crime and what you're not allowed to do, or not supposed to do, and what we personally will not tolerate, is people, for one, trolling. I mean, trolling to an extent is fine, but when you're troll spamming and cyberbullying, we won't tolerate that. Now, you shouldn't be hating on somebody, like, outright, like, okay, I'm not talking about, oh, you hating on my music. Nah, we don't give a shit about that. Try to be polite, but we ain't gonna do nothing about that. I'm talking about people who are like, I wanna, kill furries because I don't like them or don't want to understand them. That's when I'm like, bro, stop, or we're gonna ban you. Apologize. Because here in my kingdom, we do our best to actually bring about equal rights, not like some modern organizations. Feminism. COVID. Oh yeah. Anyways, yeah, I had a weird strain of that. I'm just kidding, I don't actually have it. Don't freak out. Seriously, I don't need any extra drama. But yeah, so we do our best to bring about as much as possible. So now here's the conflict about trying to bring people together in this manner. This means that, well, we're going to have people who are going to be like, well, I don't like Jintai, for instance, so they're going to freak out. Okay, so just relax. But we're looking for at least 17 boosters to set up the rest of the banners, make everything professional. Now, please, please, please come into the server and do your utmost, to be polite and have a great night.